Number 1. The speaker introduced the following stop, grinning. Next, he asked the passengers to remain seated and not to stand up until they had stopped at the station, because that was for their own safety. Then he suggested them check around their seat to make sure they had left nothing behind. Finally, he thanked them for riding the commuter rail service and wished them a pleasant trip. Number 2. The speaker welcomed the audiences to the Franklin Theater and said that that night performance was an opening show about 25th season. Next, he said as a courtesy to those around them, they had to turn off all cell phones, pagers, and recording devices before the show begins. Also, the use of camera was not permitted while the actors were staged, including video and digital camera. Finally, he announced that information on upcoming shows was available on the lobby. Number 3. The speaker introduced the voicemail of Martin Scott to the caller. Next, he said that he was either away from his desk or out of the office. Next, he suggested that if they liked to make an appointment, press 1 to speak to his assistant. Otherwise, wait for the beep and leave a message, and he would return their call as soon as possible. Number 4. The speaker announced that the flight 15 was then ready for boarding. Next, he asked the passengers line up at the gate and had their boarding pass ready to show to the flight attendants. Next, he suggested them let the flight attendants know if they were traveling with small children or need special assistance boarding the plane, and if their carry-on bag was too large, it might be checked. Finally, he reminded that was the non-smoking flight. Number 5. The speaker announced that the traffic accident outbound was causing a major delay on several main roads, and the drivers were asked to avoid the North State Street, use the Constitution Avenue instead if they must drive downtown. Next, he reminded even on Constitution Avenue they might still experience some delays. Finally, he announced that officials expected the delay to last for several hours. Number 6. The speaker thanked the caller for calling Countway commuters. Next, he announced that all their lines were busy then, and if they wanted to reach technical support, hang up and dial the number. If they wished to speak to their customer service representative, then stay on the line, and their call would be answered in turn. Finally, he said that right then there was a wait of approximately 5 minutes. Number 7. The speaker said Springfield was struck by a hurricane the week before that left millions of dollars of properties damaged in its wake. Thousands of people had been left homeless and could expect to spend several weeks living in shelter. Next, he said that the city was seeking donations of food and clothing for hurricane victims. Finally, he said that if anyone would like to help, then send their donations to the Springfield Rescue Commute. Number 8. The speaker introduced Miss Jackson, who had just joined their staff as a new manager assistant. Next, he asked all staff members to help her out during her first news days there. Finally, he said that he knew they were all ready to help her feel welcome to their office, and he appreciated their cooperation in that matter. Number 9. The speaker got attention of staff and said that the fire alarm system was being tested that morning. Next, he said that they might hear the alarm went off several times in the course of morning, but when they heard the alarm, remained calm There was no need to leave the building or to avoid using the elevator. Just continue with their usual routine. Finally, he thanked them for their patience. Number 10. The speaker announced that the white car that was parked near the back entrance were parked illegally. Next, he asked the driver to move his car immediately or it would be ticketed and towed. Next, he said that the driver could park in the visitor parking areas that were located near the front of the building, and the parking area by the back entrance was for delivery vehicles only.